Homeland Security to Department of War. The protesters are headed your way.
South Park just confirmed they're coming for Kristi Noem in what's being called their biggest takedown yet. The show absolutely destroyed the Homeland Security Secretary across multiple episodes, and the reaction has been explosive.
Alpha team post here, Bravo team content there.
All right, everyone, stand by.
Let me walk you through exactly what went down and why this matters way more than just another political roast.
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security.
Noem first appeared in season 27, episode 2 back in August, and South Park didn't hold back. They portrayed her as a puppy shooting ICE agents who literally cannot stop killing dogs.
A few years ago, I had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face.
The episode opened with an ICE recruitment video where Noem says she had to shoot her puppy in the face because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard. Then she immediately guns down an innocent puppy.
Because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard.
This became a running gag with Noem shooting random puppies repeatedly. Even Superman's dog Crypto gets shot dead. Her heavily made up face literally falls off and runs away as if it were alive. South Park dubbed her as Ice Baby because of her camera-ready appearances at deportation operations.
Did a good job in there, soldier.
Okay, thank you, Captain.
I know it's tough doing what's hard, but we could use more men like you.
The episode showed Noem raiding a Dora the Explorer show, screaming, "If it's brown, it goes down." South Park connected her admitted cruelty to animals with the cruelty of her enforcement policies.
Whoa! What the
Your Botox, Miss Noem?
Oh yeah, fix me up.
During the credits, she walks into a pet store and massacres all the dogs inside through frosted glass. One dog manages to escape, but she quickly catches up and guns it down.
At ease, soldier. We heard there's a civilian uprising.
Yeah, we don't need Homeland Security's help. We got it.
Then Noem returned in season 28, episode 4, titled Turkey Trot in late November. This time she showed up with Pete Hegseth during the town's Turkey Trot race. The Department of Homeland Security and Department of War invaded South Park supposedly to deal with protests, but really Noem just wanted to create social media content and shoot another dog.
We're just here to assist in any way we can. That's what Homeland Security does.
In this latest episode, while Hegseth tear-gassed innocent runners, Noem aimed at townspeople but missed completely and ended up shooting a random dog to death instead. But Noem and Hegseth were portrayed as more interested in creating impressive social media content than actually doing their jobs.
Be sure to like and subscribe, guys. We've got
Oh, no. This is not your content. Everyone like and subscribe to the Department of War.
The episode featured a song called Pete Hegseth is a Douche, playing while he terrorized people. South Park's police chief eventually kicked out both departments, arrested Hegseth, but Noem escaped. Noem went on Glenn Beck's show calling the episode lazy and petty, claiming she never watched it. Her complaint was that South Park made fun of how women look. She said if they wanted to criticize her job, they should go ahead, but clearly they can't.
Stand down, Homeland Security. This is our content.
There's too many of them.
Well, here's the problem. Noem admitted in her memoir that she shot her family dog Cricket because she considered it untrainable. That's a real confession she put in her own book. South Park just showed what happens when someone with that mindset runs immigration enforcement. And And speaking of immigration enforcement, let's talk about what ICE is actually doing under Noem's leadership. The reality on the ground is absolutely devastating. Reports from across the country show ICE raids tearing families apart, terrorizing entire communities, and leaving children traumatized.
Acting like a tough guy, posting it around the world.
ICE detention rose 75% in 2025, from 40,000 to 66,000, the highest ever recorded. Arrests of people with no criminal records surged 2,450%. The percent arrested with no criminal record jumped from 6% to 41% by December.
Making lots of content like a little teenage girl.
Human Rights Watch documented raids where ICE stalks and seizes people based on perceived race and ethnicity. The Department of Homeland Security allocated $170 billion for enforcement, detention, and deportations.
Now we'll ask the same determination of you. Because detaining and questioning people is never easy.
Schools report massive attendance drops because parents fear separation. Some districts see nearly 50% absences based on ICE rumors. Teachers report students missing school entirely because parents were deported. Kids clutch passport cards proving citizenship in case they are stopped.
As the face of Homeland Security, I'll be leading the way.
One 7th grader missed 3 weeks because his indigenous mother was too scared to send him. Research from the University of California found that even the threat of separation generates anxiety, depression, and behavioral problems. Immigration raids coincided with 22% increases in student absences.
And together we'll make sure everyone is in this country legally.
Beverly Juarez, 21, suddenly became sole caretaker for 3 siblings after parents were detained. A 4th grader and his father were deported to Honduras. In San Francisco, 15 people including 4 children were detained at scheduled check-ins. A 1st grader was deported with his mom to Nicaragua with no chance to get belongings or to even say goodbye.
So let's get out there and get them, recruits. Together we can make it happen.
The administration claims they're targeting the worst criminals, but that's false. Immigrants commit fewer violent crimes than those born in the US. ICE detains law-abiding residents to meet an arbitrary deportation target of 15 million, about 3,000 per day. They're separating families and abandoning children in schools and streets.
We're heading to a location that might be filled with illegals. Let's take these bad hombres down.
South Park isn't just making jokes. When they show Noem screaming, "If it's brown, it goes down," at a Dora show, they're satirizing actual ICE tactics targeting people by ethnicity. When they show her obsessively shooting dogs, they're connecting her admitted animal cruelty with policy cruelty.
They actually released this bonus clip on Twitter last night, poking fun at DHS Secretary Kristi Noem's past puppy killing scandal.
The episode drew in 6.2 million viewers in just 3 days. It scored the highest rating for Comedy Central since 2018, and the biggest young adult viewership in South Park history. Almost 16% of cable viewers chose to watch it.
She and ICE used the show as a recruitment push on social media, but it was fun until it wasn't.
Before the episode aired, DHS posted South Park trailer screenshots showing masked ICE officers to promote their career website. South Park fired back asking, "Wait, so we are relevant?" Even ICE used their imagery for recruitment. Entertainment Weekly noted Noem didn't criticize being portrayed as a dog shooter, only comments about her appearance. She's more bothered by filtered Instagram jokes than depictions of shooting Superman's dog or screaming racial profiling instructions.
She actually picked up on how they depicted her physically, sort of showing her face melting and all this stuff, and that's where she was like, come on, give me a break.
Teachers deal with trauma they're not equipped to handle. Students miss critical learning because they're terrified. The University of California found kindergartners and first graders bear the brunt of this fear. Some districts shifted to remote learning, but ICE raids residences without warrants. Enforcement expanded to Maine and New Hampshire, proving no community is exempt. The administration rescinded protections for schools, churches, and hospitals, so nowhere is safe anymore.
It's so lazy. They just constantly make fun of women for how they look. Only the liberals and the extremists do that. If they wanted to criticize my job, go ahead and do that, but clearly they can't. They just pick something petty like that.
Economic costs hit $20 to $25 billion annually in tax losses. Industries like agriculture, construction, and elder care are devastated. Legal immigrants reduce their public presence, fearing mistakes. Employers overcorrect on documentation, causing job losses among lawful residents. DHS claims ICE doesn't raid schools, calling reports fear-mongering. But teachers and families report the opposite. Schools document detentions near campuses. The administration rescinded the sensitive locations memo discouraging enforcement at schools and churches. When policy changes enable school enforcement, then you can claim it's not happening. That's gaslighting.
But here's what this really reveals about the modern Republican Party. They've become so used to playing the victim that they literally cannot handle any criticism whatsoever.
Traditional media sanitizes coverage to maintain access. South Park has no constraints. They show Noem shooting crypto and screaming racial profiling because that's what policies amount to without official language. Noem complained they should criticize her job instead of looks, ignoring that the entire episode did exactly that. Dog shooting represents her past, ICE raids represent her policies, racial profiling jokes reference her actual tactics. She could only defend against appearance mockery, because defending shooting your family dog and traumatizing children is impossible.
Oh, we can't criticize your job performance? Let's test that theory. How about the fact that South Dakota has one of the highest rates of drunk driving deaths in the entire country under your leadership?
DHS used the South Park imagery for recruitment while claiming the show is irrelevant. You can't ignore something as meaningless while responding to it and using its content. When Noem responds publicly, she confirms the show's relevance while dismissing it. That contradiction is almost as funny as the episode itself.